Wait, am I seeing?
Yeah, you are. It's right there.
You got it.
It's not even a drive-through. I have to go in to get it. Oh yeah. No, it's a choice.
Okay.
Welcome to the Sunday Reset. I'm Jen.
And I'm Jill, and we are doing a weekly overview of our meal plans and taking a listener question and talking about our money move for the week.
And stay tuned to the end because the listener question inspired us to come up with a mega list of things we no longer buy. And the lists are different, but in total there are 50 of them.
25 each.
Yeah. So let's get started with the money moves that we individually made this week. And I'm going to kick us off with a money fail. But I thought it would be really good. I know. The money move I made was like a money regression. So
we need to hear these things. Though,
I know.
Because we're not always successful with our finances.
Right. So if you did in February the no spend challenge with us, you know, no spend challenges, we do them to get a grasp on the spending habits that we currently have. And so I have noticed now that we are in an office instead of working from your home or my home, I pass by my favorite coffee shop every day. It's so bad because I would never pass by it. And so whenever I was by it, usually once a month to take money out of the bank for daycare, I would give myself a treat of my favorite. It's not my favorite coffee shop, but it has my favorite latte.
Okay.
That's it. The Campfire Mocha from Caribou Coffee.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds intriguing.
It's very good. But it's not, it's a $6 latte.
Okay.
It's also not super healthy. So I don't want to get it, but I have created this habit of whenever I am near Caribou, I will get the latte. But now I'm near it much more frequently. So like I just haven't been able to break this spending habit. And I thought, we're recording the Sunday Reset today. I should like break this down so that I can talk about how I changed my spending habit in the video today. And I can't because I didn't.
Wait, am I seeing?
Yeah, you are. It's right there.
You got it today.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, I'm gonna talk about how I didn't get this today.
Yeah, no, I had every incentive to not get it. It's not even a drive-through. I have to go in to get it. Oh yeah. No, it's a choice.
Okay.
So so this is what I did before when I thought I was going to not do it. And then I'll tell you afterwards, once I failed, the steps I'm taking now. Okay. So before it, I was like, okay, what is the thing that I actually love about this latte? And it truly is the topping is marshmallows and chocolate chips on whipped cream. Other than that, it's just a plain latte, a regular latte, which I'm not even super into lattes because they're just a lot of milk. But I just love the topping on it. So like, how can I get that? Is it worth it? Do I want to just buy whipped cream and little marshmallows and chocolate chips? Not really. So it is a treat that I want to stay special. I think that's another thing. Like I don't want to lose the specialness of it because getting it once a month was really nice. So now how do I avoid it?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I could take a different route. So I can take a street over. I can turn. I think the big problem is that I have the app so I can order it ahead and I can get the points and I can play trivia to get 10 cents off.
Whoa.
And I let that dictate if I get the trivia question right and I get 10 cents off, then I'll do it. I am messed up, right? It's why I am so passionate about the work that we do because I think maybe I am the worst.
I don't think so.
So
it obviously works for people. Like they wouldn't have this be part of their app.
Yeah. So since I ordered it on the app and I just did it. I think I am going to take the app off my phone and go a different route. I could also, if I drop Kai off first and then Atlas, I don't pass it. It's
Okay.
when I drop Atlas off first and then Kai.
Mm-hmm.
So I also can make that decision as well.
Yeah.
I have options. The strongest option is to drop off Kai first, because then I'm not near it. I'd have to go out of my way.
What if you already had coffee in hand? Would that
Well,
eliminate?
here's the thing. One of my routines in the morning is I'll wake up around like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I'll have a cup of coffee on my couch under my blanket, which is a very special alone time for me. So I could make more coffee and bring it with me.
Yeah.
That's another solution. I don't really like the coffee here. So anticipating the coffee here doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, these are
Okay.
what I'm working through.
Okay.
But every season is going to bring a new spending struggle, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have this struggle when we weren't working out of an office, and now I do.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always going to be, and the spending isn't bad. It's just that I want to keep it special, and I don't want to consume an extra 50 carbs every single day that I don't need to.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
So that was my fail recently, only in the past 2 weeks.
Okay.
Like, honestly, I'm catching it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is, in doing this journey for a long time, it's not that you don't make mistakes anymore, it's that you catch them quicker.
Well, because life doesn't stay the same. This is now only cropping up because a big shift of where you work just happened.
We just got this office a month ago.
Being aware of what are the transitions that are happening in my life and what does that mean about the routines and maybe habits I'm now forming as a result of that are happening that I might need to reorient here, which is just part of that constantly keeping a pulse on things and adjusting. For me, one of my big money move in the last week was reorganizing the way that I budget. So bear with me. This might not make sense to everybody, but for those who it does, it will. So I get paid monthly. Eric gets paid biweekly. I used to get paid biweekly. So the way that I've been budgeting for 4 years plus has been based on when we receive those biweekly payments. And it used to be on the same day. So I would make our budget for literally every 2 weeks. And even though a lot of our bills did come out monthly, I'd still put those monthly bills on, whenever that came out of that 2-week cycle, then the next 2 weeks. But now that I only get paid monthly and he only gets paid biweekly, I still kind of kept the same routine. But when I looked at the actual numbers, because typically with the biweekly payments, it doesn't really match up monthly because it's 26 payments throughout the year. And so it was making it look like if I were to just go month to month, like we had less money than we actually did, because typically you'll have like an extra week or an extra payment 2 times a year whenever that came up. And that was just, very fun. But I was really getting into the weeds on the numbers and it just wasn't quite lining up. So what I did instead was factored how much Eric actually makes monthly compared to, what I make monthly, and made our budget to be monthly rather than biweekly. And believe it or not, it shifted a little bit of the way that the numbers looked. Like when I did it that way, it was, okay, we do actually have a little bit more per month than I would have thought, than how it looked when I was doing it biweekly. So now I am budgeting the 1st to the 15th and then the 16th to the 30th or 31st. And it is, while it's not necessarily lining up with when he gets paid, it is lining up with what's accurate for the amount of money that we bring in monthly across the year. And it for me and our circumstances, it just looks a whole lot more accurate. But that took a while to kind of figure out, wait, why aren't these numbers exactly lining up? Now, if I had used an app, it definitely would have solved for these things. I'm kind of
Yeah.
like learning it in a more analog kind of way, which is one of the reasons that you may find that a money move in the future is that I've moved to an app. But I like to be more nitty gritty with things. And it has made the numbers make a lot more sense and feels a little bit more like simple and streamlined rather than the kind of syncopated, okay, sometimes it looks like we just got an extra payment in a year. It's not totally lining up with our monthly expenses. And I feel really great about it.
Yeah. People don't talk a ton about like budgeting lengths. They talk
Yeah.
about like types of budgets like zero based, 80, 20, 30, whatever, but not a lot about trying to find the length of time that works for you, whether it's monthly or every 2 weeks or, the half month or paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
There are a lot of different lengths, or even quarterly, or, making the big annual budget and then breaking it down from there.
Because I do like checking in with my money twice a month. And it worked out kind of that way when I was doing it every 2 weeks. But now it can make sense to still do the like 1st to 15th and then the other half of the month. But yeah, it's not quite the same. To do 1 through 15 and 16 through 30 is not the same as every 2 weeks. Do the math if you feel like it, or get an app.
Yeah.
Frugalfriendspodcast.com/monarch.
Yeah. And in our last Sunday reset, we talked about a couple different budgeting apps. You can find one that works for you. Again, those are different too. Not one app is going to work for everyone. So let's get into our meal plan recap. This is where we talk about our last week's meal plan. We talk about the recipes, how they went, how the execution went, and maybe that'll help you with your meal planning for next week.
Yes.
So I have several recipes that went well. My favorite, my top one, is the chicken tortilla soup from Eating Bird Food. Eating Bird Food is one of my favorite recipe blogs. I will use a lot of her recipes. And this chicken tortilla soup was really easy.
Looks so good.
I actually did this. I had just gotten back from somewhere and I was really tired and I didn't want to cook. And I pulled this up and it was literally just like a dump and go.
Oh,
It was
I love that.
very great. And because I had the chicken like already pre-shredded, it was very much a dump and go.
It really is a dump and go. And this would be the things to have in your pantry, like fire roasted crushed tomatoes, black beans, broth, corn. These are all pantry staples.
Yes.
And so if you know that this could be something that's a go-to for you and you're just kind of always keeping it stocked in your pantry, then yeah, you're just ready.
Yeah. So, and I had, if I saw a recipe that required me to cook the chicken and then shred it with a fork, that was a game like deal breaker for me. And so my solution to that was getting a big like 5-pound bag of frozen chicken and putting it in the pressure cooker, cooking it, and then shredding it with my KitchenAid stand mixer. Doing the paddle in there, it shreds 5 pounds of chicken in 15 to 30 seconds. It's great. I don't have to it's not difficult on my shoulders. So it's fantastic. And so I already had, and then I divided it into 5 bags and just dumped a bag in the soup. So that one went really well. I definitely recommend that one. One that I had that was another really easy, I actually had, it's a chicken quinoa skillet from Eat the Gains. And I didn't want to do rice, but I was looking for something to use up something that I had in my pantry. So I picked the quinoa and I looked up a recipe, and this kind of had the similar ingredients to the soup. So like I already had the stuff. I, had bell peppers, onion, taco seasoning, and the chicken breast. I did not use the shredded chicken breast for this. I used actual chicken breast I had.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So
this is another kind of pantry staple one between just quinoa, taco seasoning, onion, pepper, black beans, salsa, cheese, which I keep my shredded cheese in the freezer. So that's a freezer staple for me.
And then the last one, we went out and left the kids with my mom, and we needed just a quick recipe to make dinner for them that also my mom would eat. My mom is not an adventurous eater. So we did a adaptation of beefaroni. So this is the recipe that I kind of adapted it from the Cozy Cook. But honestly, this was a true throw together recipe where it was some beef, some elbow macaroni, a can or a jar of marinara. So it was kind of like spaghetti, but also this beefaroni. So it was a not exactly like this recipe, but I will put the recipe in.
Yeah.
But this was the inspiration. I wouldn't even say it was an adaptation. This was the inspiration.
Right.
For whatever we served
and
them.
Did it taste good?
I think they liked it.
Yeah, good.
I think they ate it. I was not there to see it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't eat it.
Okay.
But I think my mom ate it. I think the kids ate it. They ate.
Perfect. Yeah.
They are still alive.
Yeah, you need to find things that, will be enjoyed by all.
Yeah.
Okay. My turn to talk about a little bit of a flop. I'm not going to quite call it a fail because these weeks happen and I'm going to be vulnerable about it. So it was a pretty wild week where it was Eric's birthday. We had 2 overnight guests separately, and I was not feeling well. And we rented out our house for day use. A friend of mine utilized our home to facilitate a retreat for about 12 people also in this past week. So bear with me as I tell you the reality of how we ate. One night we did do just one of my go-tos would just be salad with pre-prepared frozen chicken. I mean, obviously cooked then, but I keep like chicken nuggies.
Oh, chicken nuggies.
Or like a breaded chicken.
On a bag salad?
Not even so this was tear apart lettuce. I did have some romaine on hand. So tore it apart and then added, I still had some tomatoes and cucumber and whatever, and then just heated up some chicken nuggies and threw it on top. I also don't keep a lot of salad dressings on hand because I'm making my own because you can, and you usually have the ingredients to do that. But one of my go-tos is just oil and vinegar with a pre-prepared seasoning that actually my mother-in-law typically makes for me whenever she's in town. But I will tell you what's in it is just a combination of spices. So kind of whatever you would think Italian spices might have, it's that. But also one of her secret ingredients is dry mustard. So dry mustard, salt, pepper, parsley, oregano, basil, you name it, whatever you like, put it all into it and make just like a whole seasoning jar of this stuff. So I just sprinkle that all over and do a drizzle of olive oil and apple cider vinegar, and it was great.
Do you have a secret spice that you think really makes a difference in your cooking? Like that you use a lot?
I love fresh parsley. I think that really can elevate a lot of meals, but I'm not always out here buying fresh parsley. I'll throw in dried parsley, but I can't totally tell if that really elevates things. But since Eric's mom turned me on to dry mustard, I will add that a lot to things. Even in if I make an olive oil dip for bread, I'll put dried mustard into it. And I think that is a really nice touch.
Yeah.
Which a lot of salad dressings call for like Dijon mustard. So
Dijon mustard
sense.
is such a game changer.
Yeah.
If you want to make your own salad dressings, Dijon mustard. I will use that. And in other things too, like marinades, Dijon.
So I did link to a kind of make your own simple salad dressing link. So it's more so a guide to kind of learn how to use oil and vinegars and try out different spices. So feel free to look into that if it's interesting to you. I also made a creamy garlic chicken recipe, which is also linked before all of these shenanigans happened, because I did see it coming. And this one's a super simple one. It really just requires you to have a chicken and some garlic. And it does call for heavy cream, which I did not have. However, I had milk. You can make your own kind of heavy cream substitute with milk and butter. So it was just adding a bit more butter to the recipe to get that creamy texture. So yeah.
Honestly, I don't even try to recreate it because you use whole milk and I have whole milk for the kids. Yeah. And I find that that's good enough.
You know, it wasn't getting super creamy. It was still just pretty liquidy, so that it caused me to look up like what to do if you don't have heavy cream, and they're like, just add more butter. And I get the good butter, so I don't feel bad about it.
But also, if you want to thicken something, you can do a cornstarch slurry.
Yeah.
So that could be, if you don't want to add more fat, that's another option.
Yeah. And then the reality of what my life looked like in this last week. So thankfully, the one day that we rented out our house for the day, they had brought in like a chicken white chili and left it. So that was dinner that night and lunch the next day, which I did put a white chicken chili recipe in the notes, although it's not anything that I made, but it does have good ratings and reviews.
I think that's the one I made last week.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's white chicken chili is it.
It was very good. If you have some tortilla chips to add to it. And then I'll be extra honest with you all that I also got some Indian takeout food with friends, which here's the tip on that one. Usually it's very big portions. So I'll usually get one dish for Eric and I to share, as well as an appetizer like samosas. Then we eat the samosa the day that we get the takeout, and we also drive to pick it up, right? Because we're not paying for food delivery, and we're also buying local, so they're further away. We'll drive the 20 minutes because it's very good. And then there's usually leftovers from just that one dish for both of us the next day for lunch. So we really make the most of $25.
You guys
when we choose takeout.
Yeah, we try to keep it to like 30 to 40. It's usually closer to 40 when we go out. Because we did go out. There's a new like Asian kind of Chipotle style restaurant. Yeah, we wanted to try it. It was really good.
Nice.
And that put us at like 37.
Yeah. So that's how we all got through the week.
Yes. Oh, and that white chicken chili, that I did make it last week. I didn't talk about it on here though. Very good.
Okay. Perfect.
It was very good. All right. Now, the time that you have been waiting for, our listener question, the thing that probably got you to click this video or you just skipped right to it. Our listener, Jessica, asks, are there things you used to buy that you no longer buy? I'm having a hard time seeing myself not buying any of the things I currently buy, and I just want to know it's possible. So this is such a great question, Jessica, because we also had a listener recently ask about budgeting categories, and she's like, I buy, was it clothes, home decor, and self-care items every month. So should I have different categories for each of those, or should I put them in different things? And I was like, I'm sorry. you buy those things every month. And you're
Yeah.
not asking, how do I stop buying them every month? You're asking how to budget for them.
Right.
So like there are so many things that we just buy that we can never see ourselves not buying. And this was us, or at least mostly me. There were a lot of things when I started this journey that I just never saw myself not buying anymore. And once we got to listing them, there were a ton. So we're going to go back and forth doing like, you want to do like 5 at a time?
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
We're not going to give big some of them
No.
will require a little bit of an explanation, but we're not doing large explanations
Right.
here. We're just listing it off. You can ask us more about it in the comments.
Ask us more in the comments, please. Okay. So first, things I don't buy. Planners. So I used to buy multiple planners, but I'll buy one a year now. But I used to buy 3 or 4. I would buy a different planner for every part of my life. I no longer do that. Beer and wine, I don't buy those things anymore because I found that if I drink, I want liquor, not beer or wine. You know, that's just
Liquor's
me.
quicker.
Because I enjoy it more.
Yes.
I do not pay for Amazon Prime. I never have.
Because you
And
use ours.
I do buy things on Amazon. And I will wait the 7+ days to
Yeah.
get them. I'm fine with that. And if I can't, then I will use Jill and Eric's. But yeah, that's that. And then souvenirs when I go on vacation. Don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Me neither, actually. But I'm going to come up with a different list. I do not buy health insurance. I do have a medical sharing plan, but it is far less expensive than health insurance.
Same for me.
I do not buy new furniture. You're going to catch me out here buying pre-owned furniture, Facebook Marketplace, you name it.
And if we do need new furniture, I'm going to buy it.
If we need new furniture for
an
our office, Jen buys it.
We really did want to actually get used furniture, but like that's the
Yeah.
aesthetic.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't find it. And we found these chairs and we're like, ugh, these are perfect.
Time was a little bit of the essence.
Time
we
was-
wanted to get
yeah.
these videos to you very quickly.
I know. So that was a bummer, but here
I
we
don't
are.
buy journals. I still have plenty of journals and I can use those up. And then there's just scrap paper if I need to get ideas out. I don't buy brand name cleaning supplies. I actually make most of my cleaning supplies, so I hardly even buy that stuff to begin with, but you're not going to find the pink stuff under my sink. And I also do not pay for lawn service. I mow that grass myself.
You do it
Weed,
too.
I do it. Yeah, because Eric wants to pay for lawn service. And I'm like, it's just not a priority for me right now. Maybe eventually, but I would rather give my time to it. And
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Yeah. All right. My next 5, I don't buy records. I know they're really trendy, but I pay, we pay for Spotify. We're on a
Mhm.
family plan. And so, yeah, I don't buy, they're cool, but I don't buy them. I don't need to be that level of cool. Gift bags and paper, reuse. I was actually at my mom's birthday with her friends and all the bags were reused from like Christmas because
Oh,
it was a
wow.
January birthday.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. You could tell the gifts were kind of regifted too, which wasn't as fun to see. But the bags reused were endearing.
Mhm.
So
I mean, listen, we do love a re-gift. It just depends on whether or not it's
yeah,
tacky.
you can get away with a winter bag in January, but I
Mm-hmm.
would not reuse a Christmas bag after January.
Yeah,
I'm going to draw the line
I
there.
do. I think it's funny.
But I do. I will use, it's mostly kids' birthday gifts.
Mm-hmm.
So all the gifts Kai gets, I save the bags and the paper,
Mhm.
and they get like used throughout the year at the different birthday parties we go to. That is really
And
what
if
I
you ever
do.
do need to buy them, thrift stores. They exist at thrift stores and yard sales.
You would not
need to be
believe-
buying it at Target.
Yeah, you would not believe the things they have at the thrift store. You would believe. I'm sure you would. Greeting cards. I don't do greeting cards. I just don't. I will write like a little, piece of paper if I need a to from. I'll make sure the person I give the bag to can also reuse the bag and paper. I'm not going to ruin it for them. I just don't do greeting cards. Food delivery, just like you. We will pick it up. And perfume. I used to buy Chanel Chance And I stopped because the scent bothers Travis. And this is one of those things where if I was on my own, I would still buy it. But now I have not used artificial scents on my body for so long.
Mhm.
Now it bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
But we did smell Linda Hurtado the other day when she came in, and she smelled so good. I wanted to ask her what she was wearing.
I'm so glad you don't wear perfume, though. I
I
couldn't
know you
handle
are.
it.
I know. So this is one of the things I no longer buy, but like maybe I would if I didn't work with her or live with Travis.
Wow. Okay. I do not pay for grocery delivery. There have been times where I will order my groceries online, but I will usually go pick them up. But generally, I'm shopping the groceries at the store. I don't buy stuff for new hobbies. I use up what I already have on hand if I'm doing a hobby, or borrow. Yeah.
Borrow is so good because there are so many people that have bought it and are not going to use
do it anymore. So true. I don't pay for manicures. I will pay for an occasional pedicure.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually on the business card. About once a quarter, I'll get a pedicure.
We are going to have to start posting feet pics in order to justify the pedicures. I'm saying. We only do it like 2 or 3 times a year. It's not like we're out here every month getting pedicures.
It's like a Frugal Friends retreat. That's what it
is.
For.
We do talk about business when we get them.
I don't buy dryer sheets. I just don't use dryer sheets. I don't get it. I don't think they're necessary.
I have wool balls.
And that's, for like static and stuff.
Yeah.
I think most people use dryer sheets for scent, and I don't like scented stuff. So no, thank you. And I don't pay for a second car. I don't have a second car. I don't have insurance for a second car. I don't have maintenance or gas for a second car.
Man,
that's probably the biggest of them all.
Like
thousands of dollars.
$1,000 every month.
Probably. I did calculate it. It's about, for the average person, $700 to $1,000 to just own a car monthly.
What a wild concept. What if when you were thinking about getting a new car, you went 3 months like with just being a 1-car family and saved yourself $3,000 for that year and used that $3,000 savings to go on a vacation.
Or invest in retirement or pay down debt or anything. All right, keep going.
Okay.
We got to get through this list of 50.
Crafts. I don't buy like tchotchkes, like tchotchke crafts.
Mm-hmm.
Jewelry. I no longer buy jewelry unless I'm replacing something. New home decor. If I'm going to buy it, it's going to be used. New pots and pans, because I got pots and pans that will last for decades.
Mm-hmm.
So I may be singing a different tune in 10 years, but for now I don't buy them. I haven't bought them in 10 years and I probably won't buy them in another.
Mm-hmm.
And then fast fashion on Amazon. I'm not perfect. I will sometimes buy new fast fashion, but I do not buy it on Amazon. Mm-hmm. I will try to buy it from and I won't buy it from Shein or Temu or anything like that. Like, I'll try to buy the best fast fashion I can.
You do a lot of the online secondhand.
Online thrift. Mm-hmm. I love Poshmark. I love ThredUp. I love using Benny. And that's how I find a lot of my stuff on Poshmark and eBay. Yeah, I love shopping secondhand online.
Okay, I will not pay for fake tan spray tan. Combining that to one. I live in Florida. I can go outside if I want that. Vitamin D in my life. I do not buy holiday decor. I've got like a nice collection already that either has been given to me or I bought at yard sales and thrift stores, and I do not purchase anything further for any of the holidays. I don't buy coffee out of the house. I actually went caffeine free about a year ago, so I will drink decaf. But because of that, it's just not as fun for me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Even be paying a lot for coffee, even at home, or to be getting it out. So we do tea now. I don't buy soda or juice for the house or out at restaurants. I don't buy appetizers at restaurants unless it's part of the happy hour deal and it's what we're doing for dinner.
Yeah.
But appetizers for a meal out is not something we do.
Yeah. All right. Late fees. I do not pay late fees because I am making sure that I'm paying things on time, which is a great aspect of keeping track of your spending. Museums. I don't pay to get into museums. I will get free tickets from the library, or I will just take my kids to a park.
Mm-hmm.
Hotels and flights. I get points for my credit cards, so I will only stay at hotels and fly in airlines that I get for free. And then physical books. And that's more of like a clutter issue. I will buy ebooks and audiobooks. I will first try to get them from the library, and I might buy one physical book every year or every other year. And a lot of times I will get physical books for free, like advanced reader copies. But even then, lately I've been saying, like, please just send me the ebook version.
Mm-hmm. I don't buy laundry detergent. I make my own. I don't buy more than one entertainment subscription at a time. If I get out of hand, I rein it back in. I don't buy specialty ingredients for recipes. I'll look up substitutions. I don't buy fake or costume jewelry. So I will buy jewelry, but it's going to be real and it's going to last me a long time and they're going to be nice pieces.
Nice pieces.
And I don't buy event tickets that cost more than $40. Usually,
that's a big one.
The entertainment is just not going to be worth it. I can get free tickets to things. There's plenty of free events. There's fun stuff you can do with friends. If it's above $40, I'm just probably not going to do it.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like, where do you get $40 tickets? Local stuff. Like not the Eras tour, but like local comedy shows, local live music.
Yeah, if you've got a local comedy club near you, sign up for their newsletter, or even a local venue. If you get their newsletter, at least this is the case for our situation, they will often give out last minute free or reduced tickets to the show because it's local artists, local people. They want the seats to be filled. So if there are seats still available and you're on their newsletter, a lot of times you can get freebies.
And they want you to buy the alcohol there and the food. So it's behooves them to give you a free ticket so you get in the door and buy something while you're there. All right, my last 5. I don't buy parchment paper because I use Silpats. I don't use plastic cling wrap because I will either use aluminum foil, which I still do have, but mostly I'll just put it in a glass container with a lid. I don't buy plastic Tupperware. I do have some, but it's all been like given to me and I try to give it back like as quickly as possible. I use all glass. Contacts and glasses because I had LASIK.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And then Starbucks. I no longer buy or give any money to Starbucks.
It's a new dawn. It's a new day.
Yeah.
My last 5, I don't buy hair color. This is what you're looking at. I don't buy eyelashes, Botox, threading, or a gym membership. I do a YouTube workout at home and have been for over 3 years now, and I love it.
Yeah. So thank you so much for hanging out with us and resetting for the week, and we will see you next week. If you want to hear more, check out our podcast, Frugal Friends Podcast, wherever you get podcasts, and sign up for the Friendletter. Will come to your inbox for free, and that's at frugalfriendspodcast.com.
See you next time.
Bye.